Released in 2013, Rain, developed by Japan studio Koala and published by Sony Entertainment, was a PlayStation 3 exclusive, and it was a very artistic and unique gaming experience, and it still is to this day. It follows a simplistic yet charming story, which I think fits an independent game like this very well. The story is, and I'm going to try and cover it briefly at the start without any spoilers, of an unwell boy. He seems unwell. He's waking up from a ghostly figure spying on him through his bedroom window. He decides to give her chase, and upon exiting a mysterious alleyway, finds himself in a world where beings are invisible and can only be seen by their silhouettes being revealed when covered by the rainwater, a la Hollow Man. He himself is shocked to discover he is also now one of these invisible beings, and with the way back now blocked, pushes forward in this new and what must be at very least a slightly daunting world to him. I know how I'd feel. Throughout the game you will use platforming and make use of the rain mechanic. I just love this mechanic. The less rainy areas, you can make out your character footsteps to help translate to you where you are, and I think that's a very, very good way of doing things, because obviously you've got to be invisible, but if you can't see where you are, how can you just control where you are? In these dry areas you're otherwise invisible to the enemies though, which is a great stealth mechanic to keep you alive. There are certain tense moments later in the game where going into these dry areas can make you invisible to the enemies momentarily. You'll eventually come across an enemy, a bit like Mr. X really. He's referred to as the Unknown in this story, as you see the story elements spelled out in front of you at various points in the levels. At various moments he will chase you throughout the game. More often than not you have to hide before being able to push something to climb up or make an escape from him. This is the point of the video where I'm going to stop and say, if you haven't played the game and you want to or plan to play the game, skip to this point here in the video, because due to the length of the game not being that long, the charm of it, I think the story is one of the main selling points of it. So if you don't want to know what happens in the story, skip to this part of the video and you'll be fine. The boy eventually finds the girl, and they both discover themselves asleep, almost like doppelgangers in the real world. The girl tries to wake up herself in the quote-unquote real world and starts to reappear, but before she can finish they are thwarted by the Unknown. So we have to fight the Unknown, who is weak to light, we find out eventually, and we battle him, but he falls on the nameless boy, which prompts the girl to quickly run to him in the real world. This is where it gets slightly weird, and she tries to wake him up. He ends up waking up in the real world and tries to retrace his steps from what was almost seeming like a dream now to find the girl again. Underneath her window he shouts and tries to wake her up. He manages it, and they just end under a rainbow. And what I like about this is you can contemplate the metaphors in here all you want, but was he dying at the start of the game, and is this sort of he's met this spirit and they've moved on and this is the afterlife? I always thought there might be something more to it, but who knows. So if you haven't checked out Rain and you just weren't simply sold at the time on another artistic game, when a lot of games were taking that moniker, to be fair, then I highly suggest you take this out. You just might be surprised. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, maybe consider hitting the like button, and if you want to see more of this content, then the best way to do so is obviously to subscribe. In my next review I'll be sticking with the artistic theme, artistic being a word I've used a lot during this review, when I play Team 17's Beyond Eyes, and if you click here you can see my first impressions of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, which I'm probably still playing as you watch this, so I'll see you in the rear view, because for now, I'm gone.